name is Emily Plant. I'm 16 years old, so I've just started recently coming to church by myself. I'm with my family sometimes. You might see me at the Saturday night one, or the 9 o'clock one, or the 11 service, just because I teach Sunday school as well, usually at the 11, so you might see me there as well. Today I'm going to share my story of salvation. I did not grow up in a Christian household. I didn't really know anything about God or Jesus or anything until I was 13. So when we started going to the Slave Lake Koinonia Christian School, I was in grade 8 and my siblings were a couple grades lower. That's when I first heard about like Jesus and salvation and stuff, and I didn't understand it. It was really confusing. I didn't know how to read the Bible either, so I tried to read it like a regular book from start to finish, and that didn't work very well. That was also confusing. But anyways, I started really learning about who God was and who Jesus was when I was 13. We actually had chapel at that school over there every Thursday, and I did lots of learning there. We had Pastor Rod come in, and he did some magic for us, and the day that he came into chapel must have been the 3rd week we were at school or something like that. He asked us to say a prayer with him. I didn't know what I was saying. I was just repeating words stuck in my mouth. But that's the day that I gave my life to Jesus. That's the day I asked him into my heart. And at first I was really doubtful. I was like, well, what did I just say? Did I just say something random that I don't really know what this means? But now I'm really thankful that I did say it, because even though I didn't know what it meant then, and I was kind of doubtful, I'm not anymore, and I know what it means. So it's good that I said it then. Anyways, I went on and I was learning in Bible class and went on my daily business. I didn't change my life very much after I spoke those words. And looking back, I I don't regret anything, but I was still doubtful. Doubt was a very prominent thing in my life. So I learned in Bible class. Mr. Kaup was my teacher. He was really helpful. He taught me how to read the Bible, and he answered all of my silly questions about what all the numbers were and different books and stuff. And it felt like I was really behind in my learning for a really long time, just because all of the other kids kind of seemed like they grew up in a Christian household and they knew what the Bible was and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard for me to catch up, but I did, and I've continued to grow in my faith since then. In the spring of the year that I was in grade 8, so it was 2018, my mom and I got baptized on Palm Sunday. That was a really big moment for me, because I didn't know what baptism really meant, and I was still doubtful. Looking back, I kind of did everything with my proclamation of faith and asking Jesus into my life and all of that kind of stuff. I did it without knowing what it was, and it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm kind of glad I did it like that, because it allowed me to do it and then learn about it, and I was able to fully understand why I did it afterwards. Not saying that's the best suggestion for everybody, but it worked for me, and I'm really happy with how God has worked in my life, and how he's brought me into the faith and brought people into my life to teach me about it. So yeah, we got baptized. That's when I started really trying to dig deep and learn about who Jesus was and who God is and stuff. That summer I went to Pembina Bible Camp, and that was super fun experience, and didn't know anything about the Bible really, so it was kind of confusing and kind of overwhelming. But it was really fun because I was with kids my own age, and we were all learning together, and there's lots of good sermons and stuff. And one thing I really prominently remember was this one pastor was talking about Jesus turning tables, and he flipped the table in the front of the congregation room that we were in. He flipped this table, and that was a turning point for me, because I was like, wow, Jesus is flipping tables in my life, just like that guy just flipped that table. And I could really see how God was starting to work in my life with my family and people around me and stuff. And I started seeing things through kind of a different lens. I noticed that there was kind of a more positive outlook on life. And I mean, I was only 13, 14 years old, but I was old enough to see a difference between what life was like and what life was like now. Went to Pembina Bible Camp, and that was a really good experience, and that kind of light aura just kind of stuck with me for the rest of that year as I continued to grow and learn. Just recently, actually, I participated in Lent, which is that Catholic tradition before Easter where you fast something for 40 days. I gave up Netflix, which was kind of hard, but I really started to dig into my Bible and start reading my Bible more this past Lent season, and that was really, really good. Just over the span of those 40 days, I was able to learn more about who Jesus was, how God is working in my life, how the church got to where it is today, all of that kind of stuff. I learned more about that in 40 days than I have in the past 3 years that I have been a Christian. And I really learned that it's not the religion side of things that makes you a Christian, it's the relationship with Jesus. And I really feel like that helped to strengthen my relationship with Jesus. So yeah, my relationship with God has been kind of a roller coaster for me. There's been lots of doubt, lots of uncertainty, but I'm really thankful that the people around me and the pastors in the church and my teachers and stuff have all been so supportive, and they've been really good with answering all of my questions and stuff. They've been really encouraging to me, so I'm really thankful for that, and I'm really thankful that I have been able to go on this journey and that I continue on this journey. So yeah, that's my story of how I got saved and where I'm at now.